Good morning, everybody. This is the Crunchy Frog, and we're out here outside the neighborhood. I decided I would walk out here this morning in hopes of catching a passing train and putting it on video, because I thought that would be something nice to relax to, you know. Just pop on a video of a nice train going by, and the sound of the train rolling on the tracks would be very peaceful. But I've been out here for a little while and no luck. So I figured I'd just go ahead and walk back, because I noticed some very interesting things that I could film this morning, even with no train going on. And supposedly pretty soon the wind's going to pick up, so I won't be able to speak very well, because the wind tends to mess up the sound on these outdoor types of videos. The wind likes to interrupt you. It's a real wind eruption. But anyway, as you can see, these are the train tracks. I'm sort of down in this little valley here between them. It's like a safe place to be wandering if a train does come by, instead of actually being on the tracks. I'd like to catch a train going by on video, but I'm not willing to sacrifice life and limb to do so. So anyway, oh, that's a car. I thought maybe I heard a train coming. Nope. Anyway, I wanted to get this house that's next to the train tracks. This house right here that's in the center of the picture. I wanted to get this on tape, or on film, on camera. On tape, that shows how old I am, right? Little clue. Crunchy Frog is not a spring chicken. But anyway, check out this house. Now, is this just rustic, or is it intentionally rustic? That's my question. You see the barbed wire fence, and up here, and you see how rustic this place looks. That's a house. It has a mailbox out front. People live there, or a person lives there. Probably an old prospector, you know. And look at the fence over here. There's an old rake right here, caught up in the barbed wire fence. A rusted old rake. No trespassing, Sonny. It's a real place. San Antonio, Texas. And that place is like right down the street and across the road from where my neighborhood is. It's pretty amazing. And I will show you the kind of stuff that goes on in the weekend in a real Texas neighborhood, so you can tell when you're in Texas. Like if you black out one night, you wake up in a strange place, you'll know you're in Texas if you see some of these things I'm about to show you. Although I could see this sort of thing happening in maybe Louisiana or Alabama, possibly Mississippi, or maybe Oklahoma. But I couldn't tell you firsthand, because I never lived in any of those states. I've passed through them on my way to other states, but I've never settled in and taken any keen observations of those particular states. Not to say I wouldn't mind it, although I'd probably find them inferior, because I'm so used to living in Texas. I'm sort of jaded and spoiled by living in the greatest state, the greatest nation in God's green earth. But anyway, not to sound too jingoistic, but most Texans feel the way I do. We sort of like Texas. That's why we live here. You know, our legs aren't broken. We could move to any other state we wanted to. We choose Texas. Now, if somebody forced me to choose another state, I'd probably choose Florida simply because I'm not a fan of the income taxes in most other states. And I like it being in Texas that if somebody tries to trespass or break into your house, you have the right to shoot them if you want to protect your house, your family. Okay, this is the road that separates my neighborhood from the train track area. Make sure that I won't get runned over. Okay, the coast is clear. We're going to cross on over here. And the first thing you're going to see over here is a fella with his barbecuing rig out. Early Saturday morning, getting ready to slow smoke a whole bunch of barbecue. And this is a truly Texan phenomenon. And this is not the only guy in the neighborhood. If I walked down a bunch of other streets, you'd see quite a few other of these little rigs going on. It's considered a serious hobby here in Texas, smoking meat. And it fills the neighborhood with a nice, delicious smell that makes your tummy rumble. Here you can see them. Anyway, I'd go over and say hi, but I'm afraid he'd think that I was trying to get some meat off of him. I don't want to impose on his slow smoking Saturday ritual. And, you know, as good as it smells, I honestly am not a huge fan of eating meat. I think it smells delicious. Unfortunately, I'm not a huge fan of beef. I do like chicken and fish, but I'm not a big fan of the other kinds of meats. But anyway, now we're back in the neighborhood proper and walking back to the house. It's a little bit of a longer walk, but my walks get longer, a little bit longer each day. Yesterday I took basically 2 walks or 3 walks because of all the activity with the little Lexi, aka Rhoda Marina, the little lost Shih Tzu puppy I found. Well, she's not a puppy. She was her dad said that she was almost 10 years old. But when they're that little, I just think of them as puppies, okay? I don't call you a dog until you're, you know, medium size. You weigh more than 10 pounds or 15 pounds, then I'll call you a dog. But when you're that little and cute, I'm afraid you're just gonna be called a puppy. Dogs don't mind it. Dogs don't mind it if I call them puppy. It's like women don't mind it if you call them girls because it makes them feel young and they take it as a compliment. Me personally, I can't tell how old women are. Seriously, I've got some kind of impediment. I swear, I saw Pam Bondi, the new Attorney General, on TV, and I thought that she was in her 40s. Somebody told me she's like in her 60s. Like, what the hell? Is she a vampire? I just can't tell. I can't tell how old women are. But anyway, I don't have a whole heck of a lot else to talk about. That's basically the only spectacles on my route this morning. But that's one way you know that you're in Texas. You go outside and you can smell barbecue. And you walk down the street and there's a guy with a big giant rig outside who's starting to slow smoke his barbecue early in the morning. Guy knows what he's doing. The longer and slower you cook it, the more tender it is. So That's some good Texas barbecue, I guess. Anyway, I guess that'll be it for now. This is your old friend Crunchy Frog signing out.